Hi everyone, and welcome to video number 12, exercise. I am going to stop mentioning the numbers because I am starting to lose count, and I have made a couple of mistakes previously on numbers, so I think I'm just going to name the topic going forward as it is getting a bit confusing. So this one is all about exercise. I am not an exercise fanatic. I like to think that I am interested in staying fit. I know that it makes me feel better. I have been a member of a gym for a very long time. I would say before my breast cancer diagnosis and going into surgery and chemo, I would probably maybe do a run once or twice a week of about 5k, if work permitted, because I worked a lot all over the country, so a lot of the time I was in the car and not able to exercise. I would do the odd swim and I would go to the gym sometimes and do some weights, but I always felt good when I'd done it. So I knew that I wanted to keep as fit as I could going into this. And I suppose, again, this is where a bit of my coaching came in, because I think about, how I coach others. And I asked myself the question, what exercise really interests me, that I know that I will do even when I feel lacking in energy. What is the one that that is possible? And that I decided was walking. So if I got out with the dog every day, that would be a real achievement. So I kind of thought walking was one, and I also thought maybe something like yoga. So again, when I'm feeling a little bit tired, if I've done 10 minutes yoga, it's still going to make me feel good, and I can work on some real stretches that are going to help maybe where, I've had the surgery. So use my common sense at an easy pace to begin with and building it up. I considered, I was running 5k. Could I walk 5k? How long will that take me? Can I measure time so that I could start getting faster, slowly, if that makes sense? And also looking at how many steps that I walk in a day. Could I target myself to increase my steps? So I very much focused on steps. I know that on the iPhone it's measured steps going back a number of years, so I could see what I have been doing on a daily basis, and decided, right, well, I'm on 8,000 steps a day on average. Let's see if we can push it up to 10 while I am recovering and in treatment. So that's what I decided to do. And as I say, I started to look at increasing the pace, so seeing how much I could do in an hour and getting faster. One other thing I looked at with walking was, having been to the gym and been able to swim and do lots of activities where I'm working all of my body, how could I get walking to give me a full body workout? And so, I'm going out for this hour's exercise every day. How can I make that really work hard for me? So I did a little bit of research and found that, there are different types of walking styles that you could do. Power walking and Nordic walking were two that came up for me. Just by chance, my local breast cancer haven support group, which I have mentioned in a previous video, had a Nordic walking course running in their local office. So I signed up for that, having read about it, knowing that you're going to use poles with Nordic walking, and you're going to be using your upper body to help propel you along, and also working your legs. So I have done a 4-week course, which cost me about £25 for 4 weeks at the local centre. I'm going to talk more about Breast Cancer Haven because there is a number of complementary therapies that you get when you are, diagnosed. And I'd like to talk about, how that has worked, what complementary therapies they've offered me and how that's helped me. I'm about to start today in just over an hour, joining the class. So they have a group of people that meet every Tuesday at midday, and they go on a walk for an hour. which I'll be doing later on today. The benefits of this, as I said, it's working the whole body, so you are also kind of making sure that you're exercising your arms, which I think when you've had lymph node removal, it's going to help you with that mobility and that flexibility. So there's quite a lot of benefits for people that are recovering from cancer, particularly breast cancer, using Nordic walking. I've also looked, in terms of walking, is how can I make this even more fun? So I've been very, on my support bra WhatsApp group, asking friends to walk with me. So that, a number of times during the month I will organise a friend to walk with me, and we'll take our dogs together. So it's a really great sociable activity that you can do. You walk and talk. I've also looked at some challenges that are out there to, again, keep me motivated. And as I said, I'm focusing on steps. So I've looked at a walking challenge of walking 10,000 steps in a year, just to see if I can do it. I'm not putting myself under pressure, but there is a walking closed Facebook group for this. And it's a great source of motivation and fun, and also ideas of where to walk. So I have joined that challenge, but I've also looked at charity walks, and I've signed up for the Moon Walk this year in London with a group of friends off the Support Bra group, and we're going to go along and do that in May. And I'm also looking at different apps to help me. So I've got a trail app which gives me lots of different walks around the local area. Down in Cornwall, when we go down to Newquay, there's an I Walk Cornwall app, which is fantastic actually, because it gives you sound notifications when you're about to change direction. Strava, I've got Strava to measure distance and steps. Of course, the Apple app. Friends, competitions, challenges, apps, all things that can keep you really motivated. And then the other thing I talked earlier about was yoga. So I've just got a daily yoga app which gives you short bursts of yoga exercise, great videos, so that you can make sure you're doing it properly. I try and do something like that when I get out of bed in the morning, just so I've got a bit of stretching done before I then go and do the walk with Pasha later. And benefits of this, well, as I said in my previous video, having eating vegan, I think, is helping, but also I think physical activity is also contributing to the lack of fatigue that I'm experiencing at the moment, my high level of energy that I'm having that's keeping me going, that I'm sleeping better at night. And I do believe that, again, through the side effects of chemo, getting outside, having something to focus on, a target, it distracts you and it gets you going. So again, I think that helps, particularly, when you're getting joint pain in chemo side effects, it's kind of helping you forget about that for a little bit. And a big thing here is when you're on chemo drugs, you're having steroids. Steroids do tend to make you hungry and make you want to eat more. Weight gain is something that people experience during this, and to gain weight and to see that you've possibly lost control of your weight through treatment can also affect your well-being. And I think that it's important to be kind to yourself and eat what you want and what you fancy, but it's also good to be, looking after your body, so not to put too much weight on that you're putting more strain on. And there is chances that all of this is helping reduce the chance of reoccurrence. So that is the video on exercise. I hope you found this useful. I am going to be doing the next video. It will all be about hair and scalp cooling, so I'll be doing that on Thursday of this week. And then we're going to go into a number of videos all about chemotherapy, how it works and what the side effects are. So look forward to speaking to you soon.